ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a couple of RC bodies, and what I'm gonna do is create a couple of molds out of these two 10 scale and 7 scale. Here we got the Corvette body for a 10 scale Fortec or any other RS4, whatever 10 scale bodies that you got. In here we have the Lamborghini 7 scale body for the Infraction, for the Limitless, and I love this body. It is pretty pricey. It was $100 for just this, and that's why I kind of thought, let me go ahead and basically recreate these bodies, and not for resale, just for, you know, part of the hobby. That way, you know, if this gets damaged, I'll have a couple of extras, and I'm not gonna go and keep spending $100 for RC bodies. And on top of that, I do want to have them in basically like different colors, so I don't just want to have just one type. So the materials that you're gonna need to create some of these bodies is this right here. It's called Plaster of Paris, and you can get this from Home Depot, Lowe's, or Menards. A bag this size is I think 45 pounds. It was $22, $23. And some of the materials you're gonna need is obviously the plaster. I'm gonna use this basically this screen mesh. The reason for this is gonna create kind of like a bond with the plaster. It's almost like concrete where they put like rebar, but instead I'm using screen mesh. You're gonna need a drill, a pair of scissors to cut the mesh, a mixer, and a bucket. And the way I'm basically gonna mix this is one key note is I'm gonna use cold water and basically make it into like a peanut butter consistency. That way, when you use cold water, it actually takes a little bit longer for it to harden. It takes, I believe it is 20 to 30 minutes to fully cure. And a body this size, I think I'm just gonna let it dry for like at least an hour or so before I try to pull out the mold. And that's basically it. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything together, show you what everything looks like, and then I'll get you guys back on. Plaster of Paris, and now I'm working on the wing. What I did was I filled it up with cold water. I would say probably 3/4 of the way, and leave room for the rest of it for the plaster. And basically what I'm gonna do is kind of feather in the plaster. You don't want, you know, giant clumps like that one that just went in. Well, basically feather it in like that, back and forth, until you see kind of like an island of plaster form. And then once you see that, let me pour it up a little bit more just to show you what I'm talking about. You get this like little island just like that. And basically you just let it sit for, I would say, probably a minute or so. And just let the plaster pretty much soak up all the water. Once I get it up and see that the little island starts forming, and then basically, let me get this plastic out of the way. Basically, once that forms, you'll start to mix it up. Give it about, I would say, it's got about probably like 6-7 minutes of work time. And then you mix it up until it hardens. Well, not hardens, but basically turns into almost like a peanut butter consistency. And then once that forms, just let it sit. Give it about, I would say, 30 minutes. You'll see that it hardens up. And then I like to wait at least overnight. At least give it like 12 hours, 24 hours, and let it completely harden before you start molding this thing. So, and this is what I'm using right here. It's called Plaster of Paris. Let me get another scoop here. And then this stuff is actually reusable. If you actually once you're done with the mold and you want to actually reuse it, you can actually crush it back up, and then you could microwave some bits of it just to get some of the water out. And then once you do that, you can crush it back up and into a powder form and reuse it again. So this was about, I believe, $23 a bag for it was a 25-pound bag. So they do sell smaller versions of this, but really makes no sense because look at the amount of plastic that I'm using for this. So, and this is just a spoiler. So let me go ahead and finish all this, and then I'll put you guys back on once it's all dry and out of the mold. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're back, and we finally got the mold done. Here is the back spoiler. Once I pop this off, you can see how the mold came out, and it came out almost perfect. I mean, it's even got the lines where, see the lines right there for the mounting for the spoiler, and it came out almost perfect. And then the car, which is right here, I still gotta flip it over, but if you look at all the contrast where the lines are and all that, I mean, it came out almost perfect. So, and what you see here is all this rubble. So what happened was I actually ran out of plaster, and I took some leftover plaster and I just kind of like compressed it in there just to push the plaster up. That way I get it all the way up to the rim. But I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over and show you what it looks like when I pull it out the mold. But so far so good. I mean, spoiler came out good. We'll see how this one comes out. So hang tight, and then let me show you what it looks like once it's flipped over. So, all right.